Today's lesson is going to be on solving quadratic equations by factoring. Well, the good news is that if you understand factoring and you understand the box method, this is just the same thing with one additional step. And the additional step here is the reason I underlined and bolded the word equations. Because if you look back at the notes that you did on factoring, there was not an equal sign. So this time we actually have to find the answers that would make this statement true. So by finding this, we're trying to figure out what values of x would cause this equation to equal 0. Like I said, the good news is that it's the same process of factoring with one additional very simple step. So for the most part, I'm just going to review factoring. Okay, so let's go ahead and we need to factor this quadratic equation. So a times c is 8 and b is 6. And if you recall, two numbers multiply together to give you a positive, so same signs. And when you add them together, they're going to get a positive 6, and so that means that both of them are positive. All right, so what are our factors of 8? Our factors of 8 are 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Now obviously guys, if you know this answer already, you don't have to list out your factors, but I'm doing this for those people who still struggle. All right, if we put these together, that's going to give us 9, this is going to give us 6. So the combination we are looking for is 2 and 4. So now we're going to take and put our first term in the top left-hand corner. We're going to put our last term in the bottom right-hand corner, and then we are going to split these two terms in the remaining, and remember, these two together give us 6, so we have to remember to put the letter x on it. Then you're looking for the greatest common factor, and you're going to take it up. So the greatest common factor of 4x and 8 is 4. It's positive 4. X squared and 2x is x. Now we're going to pull a GCF out left. The GCF of x squared and 4x is just x, and 2x and 8 is just 2. So now we have the actual factored form. So you know how I always use the example of Superman and Clark Kent. Basically, this is one version of the same answer as this. Set it equal to 0. Now what you need to figure out is you need to figure out what value of x would make the statement true. The easiest way to do that would be set each set parentheses, set them equal to 0. So you're going to subtract 2, and x could equal -2. And x plus 4 equals 0. Subtract 4, x would equal -4. So the actual solutions, we're no longer putting binomials in there, we're actually needing the solutions. So the solutions to this answer would be 2 and -4. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is a little bit different because you'll notice it's not set equal to 0. So before you can factor it, your number one rule is it must be set equal to 0. Okay, so because of that, we need to move this 3. It's a positive 3, so we're going to subtract 3. So our new quadratic equation is going to be 2x squared minus x minus 3 equals 0. And again, you're going to do what you always do. A times c, 2 times -3 is -6, and b is -1. So when I multiply them together, I'm going to get a negative number, so that means I'm going to have two different signs, one positive and one negative, and the larger number is going to be negative. So my factors of -6 are 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and recall your larger number is negative, so I'm going to put a little negative symbol here. So what's set when you add them together gives you a -1, and that would be 2 and 3. Okay, now fill your boxes out. 2x squared here, -3 here. You're going to use this quadratic. Split the middle here. Pull your GCFs out. GCF of -3x and -3 is -3. GCF of 2x squared and 2x is 2x. Pull the GCF out this direction. 1x, and the direction out here is 1. So the factored form of that quadratic is 2x minus 3 times x plus 1, and that equals 0. Take each set of parentheses and set it equal to 0. So 2x minus 3 equals 0, and x plus 1 equals 0. You're going to add 3, so you have 2x equals 3, and then you're going to divide everything by 2. X is going to equal 3 over 2, or 1.5. Subtract 1, and x is going to equal -1, And you're going to go ahead and you're going to put that answer in where it says solution, 1.5 and 1. Okay? All right, so next step, next problem, number 3. Same situation, not set equal to 0, so we're going to add 4. So you have 2x squared plus 6x plus 4 equals 0. Two numbers multiplied together to give you 8, but added together to give you 6. And if you don't know them already, then you need to, it's going to be 4 and 2. So the two combinations, if you list your factors of 8, it's 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Add those together. They're both positive. Fill your box in. Pull your GCF out. Pull your GCF left. So the solution here, or the factored form, I should say, not the solution, is 2x plus 4 and 2x plus 2. Set that equal to 0. Now to actually get the solution, sorry, it's off the screen there. To actually get the solution, you need to set each piece equal to 0. So 2x plus 4 should equal 0, and 2x plus 2 should equal 0. So you're going to subtract 4, so you now have 2x equals negative 4, and then you're going to divide everything by 2, so x equals negative 2. 2x plus 2, you're going to subtract 2, so 2x equals negative 2, and divide everything by, so x equals negative 1. Now, the good news is these are checkable, so if you really wanted to make sure you were right, you could go ahead and plug them back in and see if they work. All right, go ahead and it's your turn. I know that was quick, and that's because this is just one additional step. So go ahead and pause it, and when you're ready, we will do the next problem. So go ahead and do the your turns, and pause it. All right, welcome back. Now, what we're going to do here is, notice I didn't put anything in there because at this point it's your turn. So set it equal to 0, so you're going to add 10. So you're going to get x squared minus 7x plus 10 equals 0. You're looking for a times c, so you're looking for two numbers that when you multiply them together, they're going to give you 10, but when you add them together, they give you negative 7. If you do not know this yet, you're looking for two numbers with the same sign, and that sign is a negative. If you don't know them, list out your factors, but those two numbers are going to be negative 5 and negative 2. So those are our factors. Didn't mean to make that look like a coordinate. Now, if you're a box person and you like to do your box, it doesn't matter to me. I know factoring can be done many different ways. Fill in your boxes. Pull your GCF out. Remember, the sign that's closest to where you're going to write your answer is the sign that you take with it. So negative 2 is your GCF here. X squared and negative 5x is just x. Take something out this direction, that's just x, and something out that direction is negative 5. So x minus 2 times x minus 5 equals 0. This is the factored form of this quadratic. But because it's set equal to 0, it's a zero product property, you're going to do x minus 2 needs to equal 0, and x minus 5 should equal 0. So x equals 2, and x equals 5. All right, go ahead and pause again and do the last one. When you're ready, start the video again. All right. Again, this is not set equal to 0, so you're going to subtract 4. So 5x squared plus x minus 4 equals 0. You're looking for a times c, so you're looking for two numbers that when you multiply them together, they give you negative 20, but when you add them together, they give you 1. When you multiply them together, you get a negative. That means one is positive and one is negative. The positive is the larger number, and those two numbers are 5 and negative 4. Now we're going to do our box. Okay, top left-hand corner, you're going to put 5x squared. Bottom right corner, you're going to put -4. Then you fill in your diagonals here with the information you got, which would be 5x and -4x. GCF out there would be a -4. GCF out this direction would be 5x. GCF this direction would be x, and GCF this direction would be 1. Don't forget, you can always factor something out. It might only be a 1, but you can always factor something out. So 5x minus 4, x plus 1 equals 0. Then you're going to set each parentheses equal to 0. So 5x minus 4 equals 0. X plus 1 equals 0. You're going to add 4, so 5x equals 4, and then you're going to divide both sides by 5, so x equals 4/5. You're going to subtract 1, so x equals -1. Now, if this were a test or anything, I wouldn't care whether you put 4/5 or 0.8. It doesn't matter to me. All right, that's your quick, very quick factoring, but it's one of those things that once you get it, you'll be okay. So if you're having a struggle and you can't seem to get if you're having a hard time with it and you need help, don't worry, ask me in class. All right? Thank you, and we'll see you soon.